KeyUnity is back, and this time it's with 5 keychain knife options. What's going on, everybody? This is Lamar with MFN Research, and today we are going to take a look at 5. We won't just call them knives because it's a little more than that going on. We're just going to call them bladed tools because they serve multiple purposes in some cases. KeyUnity has reached out again, and this time they asked if I'd be interested in looking at 5 of their keychain tools and give my thoughts on them. I really like KeyUnity stuff. Some of it works for me, some of it doesn't, but I like the idea of little keychain tools that meet your needs that are right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at each one of these guys from my least favorite to my favorite and kind of talk about the way they work. And then in the end, I'll demonstrate how they cut different materials. And as always, a lot of the KeyUnity stuff comes in these nice little plastic containers. They also come with stickers. They come with cards to say thank you, and then they come with a little product brochure. In some cases, like the carabiner, they'll even come with instructions too if they feel like they need it. So those are some of the things you'll get when you get something from KeyUnity. All right, so this is the first one. This is the KK08 Titanium Alloy Mini Key Holder Knife. So when I looked at the 5 of them, this was actually the one that was my most favorite because I really liked the way it looked. I liked this blade with the really big belly on it. I thought it was pretty cool, a little nail nick. It just looked nice and it could fit on your belt loop, and I thought it was pretty cool. But when you get it and you start using it, that's when I had my concerns. So first, I'm not a big fan of this wire ring. So what I would recommend, because it's gonna get in your way a lot of times, especially when you have your keys on there, I, most of the time, just took this guy off. So now that we got the wire off, I've taken it off 15 times off camera. The one time I tried to do it on camera, I just can't seem to do it for some reason. So just to talk about it a little bit, it's not really the greatest steel out there. It's a 5 CRV 15 MOV. I'm not a big blade steel guy, but I know this is kind of one of the budget steels out there. It's got a nice belt clip. I will say that despite it being my least favorite, it is made very well. The belt clip is titanium. It's cut nice. There's no rough edges or anything like that. When you unfold it, it's 84.5 millimeters. When you fold it back up, it's 60 millimeters. It's got a width of 13 millimeters. It's thickness of 6.5 millimeters. And it weighs about 17 grams with a 25 millimeter blade. And then, like I said, it comes with the steel wire and it comes with the key ring. So you can use that to have your key solution. And now the reason why I'm not a fan of it is, one, the wire goes through here. So that makes dealing with this and your keys a little awkward. Also, the other thing I don't like about it is the blade deployment mechanism. So if you're not careful, you can kind of mess yourself up. So it comes out like this. There is no real way to stop it. It doesn't have any detents or anything like that. It's a little tight on the friction side, but you can still get yourself caught if you're not paying attention. And that's really it. There's no real safety mechanism, so you definitely have to pay attention. So that's why I like the look of this one the most, but it was my least favorite. And then there's the other side. It's only got the beveling on the one side. And if that may bother you, but it kind of has to do that for the sake of fitting like that. So this was the first one. Let's go on to the next one. This one also comes in around 30 bucks. So now this one is the KK05 mini folded knife. The only thing with this one is it's just so tiny. You have to use this with some keys, or you have to have small hands. One thing about this one, even though this is my second favorite, it's pretty much been claimed. My wife said that once these videos are over, this one's going to her, and she's already said 2 or 3 times she wished she would have had it. So clearly this no longer belongs to me. Again, it's made well, it's titanium, it's got a 7CR 17 MOV steel. If you're a blade steel guy, I want to get the steels out there. Even though I know I'm not a big steel guy, this may make a difference for some of you guys. It comes in 6 different colors. The blade doesn't lock, just like the last one, but this is a little bit different because of this spring tension with your thumb. Once you put that on there, your thumb kind of acts as a safety mechanism, and it's not going to go really any further than that. So that way you won't have to worry too much about this one cutting your finger a little bit. So this is a little bit better as far as safety. It is small. It's got this little finger groove right here. So it's a nice little 1-finger knife for those small little actions and things like that. And then if you have your keys in your hand right there, or a lanyard or something, that'll really help make that difference. So closing that up. And then again, I really appreciate the machining on these guys. So it's just got that right there. So let me open this up so you can see it a little better. So if you see that action, that's what happens as you deploy the blade, and that's what doubles as that safety mechanism. So again, it's beveled on both sides, little nail nick right there. And it's just a nice little, small little, tiny little keychain knife. It comes in 6 color options. Unfolded, the length is 71 millimeters. The folded length is 44 millimeters. It's a width of 11 millimeters. It's got a blade thickness of 5 millimeters. The blade length is 27 millimeters, and it weighs about 6 grams, coming in at 11 bucks. So next up, we've got the KK06 mini folding knife. This one's unique because it comes in a small and a medium, in addition to 6 other color options on this guy as well. Small fact on this one, I did reach out to KeyUnity. This is the one that I tried to get for my Damn It pouch, but they never reached out to me. But I guess it all finds a way to work out anyway, because look, I have it now. I can test it in my Damn It pouch in the future, and I'll let you guys know how that works. It's gonna be nice, small, fits right in there perfectly. So now let's talk about this guy. This one does have a D2 blade steel, so that's a good thing. I mean, this is one of the best steels out the group. And we'll talk about this one. This is the small, I believe. It's got an 82 millimeter unfolded length. It's got a folded length of 71 millimeters. It's got a width of 12 millimeters. It's got a blade thickness of 5 millimeters. The blade length is 31 millimeters, and it weighs 9.6 grams. And since I got it, I think I even got the medium in here for you too. So just how that compares, it's an unfolded length of 114 millimeters, so a good bit bigger than the small. It's got a folded length of 67 millimeters. It's got a width of 13 millimeters, a thickness of 5 millimeters, and then a blade length of 59 millimeters. And that one weighs 76 grams. So the medium though, while you get multiple colors on this small size, you can only get the titanium or the black in the medium, if that's what you're interested in. It comes in 14 for the small, 19 for the medium. So next up, I really like this guy. This is the KU00 multifunctional carabiner clip. So you've seen some of these guys before. It's got the kind of double gate. It's kind of shaped like an 8. So you've got your loop right there where you can clip to your belt. You've got the loop right there where you put your keys through there. It's colored in the nice American flag colors. It looks really good. I don't see any real blemishes or anything like that, any fades in the line or anything. So it looks like it's done really well. The only thing that did catch me off guard a couple times is every now and then I thought something was on it and it was just a star in the corner of my eye, but still no problem. So one thing I will mention, that on the plain version, there's a little ruler right here, but because of the red, white, and blue right here, it's not gonna be able to do that. But still, I think it's a welcome trade-off. So I'm okay with giving that up for the nice detailing right here. So let's just talk about it a little bit. So again, this one's a little bit different for my blade steel fans. I'm not gonna really talk about blade steel on this one because this guy comes with the scalpel blade. I'm a fan of that, just like I am for like the utility blades, because these blades are disposable. You can use these on flights. You can just kind of take it off if you want to and switch it out. You don't have to worry about any sharpening or anything like that. Just chuck this blade, get a new one, start over. So I'm really a big fan of that. I've got a couple of these and I'll show you some stuff later. I've already made some cuts with this guy especially, and I really like this one. So I really like this one. This is my second blade, not necessarily from KeyUnity, but of this style, and I'm definitely a fan. This is a way to have a nice little blade on the go. So let's talk about it really quick. So one of the things that I really like about this one is it has right here a nice 90-degree stop. It's really prominent, and that goal is so you don't cut yourself. It's your last bit of safety before you close it. So again, I'll show you that. So just 90 degrees, closed. And that's a really good safety feature. We talked about the replaceable blades. This is the only one that has some extra goodies. It's got this titanium bead from KeyUnity. That's pretty cool as well if you're into beads and things like that. And even if you don't want to use it on this one, you can use that with some of this paracord to kind of give you some extra purchase on those tiny blades. So that's a good bonus to have thrown in here. Kind of wish that was on some of the other ones instead of this one, but I'm glad I have it either way. So that's what came in here. And so now let's talk about the dimensions real quick. So unfolded, it's 105 millimeters. Folded, it's 60 millimeters. It's got a width of 31 millimeters, a thickness of 11 millimeters. It weighs about 20 grams. And then going through the price, it's 40 bucks for just the plain version. And then it's 50 bucks if you want the American flag option. Last but certainly not least, I've tested them all a little bit. I've spent a little bit of time with them. This is the one that was my favorite. It makes the engineer and me happy. This is the one that is gonna go in my kit as soon as this video is over, and this is the KK08 Titanium Folding Knife. This is the one I'm saying is more than a knife because it's a belt clip right here, and it's got a ring for your keys right there. I'm never gonna use it for the key ring function, but I am gonna use this clip function almost as soon as this video is over. So definitely a fan of that. I wish it did have the D2 steel on this one as well. It's also 7CR17 MOV, but that's okay. And we'll just kind of go through it. So here's the blade right here. Again, I'm not a big knife guy. You know what type of blade it is. I'm just gonna show it to you. If you're a knife guy, you know it's a keychain blade, so it's not as big of a deal to know exactly what kind of knife it is. It's gonna be for those small backup tasks. So that's what I really like this one for. This for me is going to be the backup fruit prep knife. I don't really like using my other EDC knives to cut fruit. This is what this guy is gonna be for, just that. It's gonna be clipped to my bag or to one of my pouches, so it'll be right there to cut up fruit. Actually, I'm going to be cutting up fruit as soon as we finish this video. Dad life, everybody. So now let's go through some of the specs on this guy. So first up, it weighs about 16 grams unfolded. It is 108 millimeters. It's got a folded length of 65 millimeters. It's got a width of 20 millimeters. It's got a thickness of 5. The blade length is 41 millimeters and the blade thickness is 2 millimeters. It weighs about 16 grams. And what I really like is this area up in here. It's a belt clip, and what's really cool about it is there's no spring. This is all machining and it's machined in. So let me get in there real close and I'll see if I can get even closer to that. I really like that. I think that's really well done. The spring feels nice and sturdy. I don't think anything's gonna break. It's got a nice mechanical design spring in there, and I really like that. Hey, I hope you're liking the video so far. Don't forget to like, comment with any gear reviews you'd like to see in the future, and subscribe to MF for Research. Any support helps grow my little small corner of the EDC community. Now back to the video. All right, so now everybody, before we wrap this video up, I want to put them through a little bit of a cutting gauntlet, if you will. I don't want to just talk about them and talk about what they do. I want to show you what they look like in the wild before you make any decisions on these keychain tools. So I got some cardboard, got a little sheet of paper, I've got some paracord. I'm gonna actually use it so it's not going to waste. Got some zipper pulls to put that on, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. And last up, you've got a duct tape roll that I pulled off of a kit. So now what we're gonna do is go through each one of these from my least favorite to my most favorite, and we're gonna cut each one of these things, and we're just gonna talk about what it does. So let's start with the cardboard on this guy. So it cuts okay. Cardboard test number 2. I'm not a fan of cutting cardboard with that one. Cut paper just fine, but not a fan of cutting cardboard. Let's go to the next one. That's a little better. So far, these two cut the cardboard better to me. The scalpel, cheated a little bit with the scalpel. I cut these off of a box with this one, so I know that's not gonna be a problem at all, cutting cardboard. And then last, but certainly not least on the cardboard, favorite on the cardboard, these two come in second. This is probably third, and then this one's 4th place for me. All right, so next up, just the folded sheet of paper. Let's see how that goes. No problems on this one. No problems on this. Let's go on the other side. Fold it here. So this one, you got to pay attention to what you're doing. And then last up, trying to save because I only grabbed one sheet of paper and don't want to go back and get another one. So really the only one that didn't do like I liked with the sheet of paper is probably this one. And then this one, once you cut and pay attention to what you're doing, scalpel blade, no problem, nice and sharp. So it's cutting through paper, cutting through like tape and things like that. All of them are gonna do a great job on that. So next up, let's do a little bit of paracord. So first one, it cuts. Next one, it cuts. I was surprised. I didn't think that was gonna cut. Next up, not too bad, not too bad. The cuts are not bad. I am definitely surprised by these. No, let me do it right. So now let's look at the cuts on each of those. I wish I would have paid attention and put them in order. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I mean, burn the ends. All these are definitely cut paracord in a pinch, no problem. So now for the duct tape, what we're gonna do is just put this guy on the table right here, like so. Then we're gonna start here and just cut it. I don't know if this is gonna work like I planned. So we're gonna cut that one. like that one. So I would say cutting it, they all did it. I mean, it's duct tape. Any blade is going to cut duct tape, no problem. But what I was looking for is how much resistance I felt cutting the duct tape. And I think after cutting the duct tape, I liked, again, these two on the cutting, followed by this one, and this one. If I were rating on cutting performance, this would be the order of my preference. Well, this is the one my wife likes. That may change once she sees this video. I told her with these, she gets first choice. So even if she picks this one, she'll get first choice on these guys. So we'll see what she thinks. So now looking at it, this guy, if my wife doesn't keep it, this one's definitely going in the damn it pouch. This one's definitely going on one of my bags. And then we'll see what happens with the other three. If this one still goes to my wife, it's going, and I'll be left with those two. So still a fan, definitely, of these small little compact keychain knives. They're not going to do all your tasks for you. If you just need a quick cut of a string or something like that, or cut a package open real quick, cut the top of a bottle, cut some plastic packaging, whatever you need, these are perfect for that. These are not going to be processing wood, and you really know that going into it. So I think what they're designed for, I'm really pleased with using at least these three for sure. These you got to ask me about a little bit later. So with that, I'm Lamar with MF and Research. Take a look in the description. There's a couple holiday offers. I know we're getting to the end of the holiday season. These could be some last minute or late gifts if you don't mind that. So take a look at that. As always, links for these guys will be in the descriptions. Ask me any questions you want about these. I'll be more than happy to answer. Again, shout out to KeyUnity for sending me these things. I'm always going to tell you what I think about these things, whether they give them to me or not. And I think KeyUnity is pretty cool with that. So as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'm Lamar with MF and Research, and I'm out.